Good evening. How are you tonight? It is Tuesday, 9:50 on Central Time. You're watching the Deerwood Realty live stream. This is the second live stream in a row. Now, you may say, well, so what? I mean, Russell Brand probably does one every day. Joe Rogan, I don't even know how many Joe Rogan does, but I mean, like, you're just doing two in a row. Well, look, it's the first time back in a long time, and so you should give me the benefit of the doubt. We've got a very good show tonight. We're going to talk about some just random things, but I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. I think there's enough to talk about that you're not going to be bored, and if you are, then I mean, this is YouTube. There's plenty of things to do. Or if you're on Rumble, you can watch me there. You can watch me on the Deerwood Realty and Friends podcast. The links are all going to be in the description after the video. That doesn't help you right now, but you've probably found me, somewhere. So I don't know. Oh, I am going to have to fix that. Oh, no, that worked out. Okay, good. For those of you who don't know me, my name is John Schenk. I am the founder and managing broker of Deerwood Realty in St. Louis. We're a very small residential brokerage. By small, I mean it's just me. Yes, I have my own brokerage. And, during the day, I normally do real estate stuff. And at night, I show houses. And then after I show houses, I'm here. I'm here at the Deerwood Realty live stream. Now, it used to be on at 9 o'clock Monday through Friday. I don't know. What I would say is this. I mean, we're on Twitter. I've got the posts. I mean, it'll probably show up. You could hit the alert button on your YouTube. I don't even know if Rumble has a equivalent, but I feel like if you found me, you can figure this stuff out on your own. Oh man, we're going to start off with something that I'm very proud of, and that is. I got something done. It doesn't happen very often. Like, if you ever remember, you remember during the Twitter issues, like Elon Musk, there was that fellow that was the CEO of Twitter that Jack Dorsey installed, who was just, he was your typical executive, basically. Oh, glowing language. Use big words, signifying nothing. And Elon Musk, he said something and it made everybody mad at Twitter, and they were all having, cry sessions. And so the CEO writes an email to Musk, and he says, "I will not allow you to treat our employees this way." And Musk writes back, "What did you get done today? Like, what did you do? Like, what is it that you do here?" Look, you don't have to like Elon Musk. I am confused by Elon Musk. I don't. There's things I was trying to put together tonight. This setup for the Twitter issues going on right now, but I just can't get my head around it. It's too much. So I'm not. But man, that guy. Every once in a while, he'll put something out there that just makes you smile or makes you laugh, and he cuts through the bullshit, which I so much appreciate. Especially in I didn't do very well in the corporate world. I saw how that was going to go, and immediately took a run for it. Now that's not a criticism of anybody that did. I'm just not, and I'm not exactly caught up. I'm just not cut up for that. So anyway, I got something done. And it should be in this frame right now. You should see it right now. Like, you should notice this, because I've been wanting to do it probably for a year and just never got around to it. Tonight, why was tonight the night? Well, I found the little screws that I needed to put in the drywall for the picture hanging. I don't know if I believe it, but I think I feel better now that I'm walking every day a lot. Some things that I feel like have improved. I wouldn't say my appetite has improved, but it has, it's better. It's better in the sense that, like, when I eat, I feel full, and I don't need to eat a whole lot. That's number one. Number two, my sleep is 1,000 times better. I used to be awake all night long, and when you walk 5 miles, tonight I walked 7. You don't so much have problems sleeping for some reason. I cut out caffeine. I cut out soda about the same time I started walking, so it hasn't been that long, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But I feel better doing that. I think that was causing problem. Now, I didn't really cut out, I guess I didn't cut out caffeine too much because I drink unsweetened tea, but I was trying to get the sugar and all that stuff done. And I've found myself slowly doing more every day, slowly doing more. I have a huge list of stuff every day. I'm usually overwhelmed by 9 a.m. And then I just go into like a I don't know, like just basically put out fires all day. But lately, it's just like I think I need to do this, and so I do it. And I don't spend too much time, thinking like, hey, how should I do this? So, is it the walking? Is it the exercise? I don't know. My wife says my face isn't as fat as it normally is. She said she can see my neck. I still think I look fat, and I'm not really doing it for weight so much as I needed something to do to, like, I felt always antsy. I always felt real antsy during the day. And when I was younger, I used to run. I was a distance runner, but, at 45, it's not that I'm like near death or anything. It's just, I don't really want surgeries for like running injuries. I mean, running on concrete at my age is not, in my opinion, a good idea for maintaining the body that I have, just keeping it in one place. Now, I just feel better, and I just wanted to share that with you, and we'll go on from there. Now, last night, first time back, there was a couple of problems that I had. One was I was having problems with transitions. I don't know why, but those weren't going well. Sometimes my thoughts would get jumbled in my head, and whatever came out wouldn't go so well. And then my hands, I don't know what to do with them. Now you can see on this hand here. No, this hand here. See how there's like black and it's brown and looks terrible. I was fixing my pond yesterday, and it was the glue. And I was thinking about it for the last couple hours, and it's like, well, you could have used gloves, but I don't know. I didn't want to use gloves because of what I was doing. I wanted to make sure I was getting the glue in the right place, or the epoxy. By the way, I filled my pond today. It seems to be holding. Now, when I say that, I feel like I've jinxed myself. Hopefully that's not the case. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at today. We're 8 minutes in. That was fast. I on the audience, I don't know how things are going to go. I used to get some pretty good views, some numbers, but I don't know how it's going to go. I haven't been on YouTube in a long time. I do have Rumble, and today Rumble's not doing very well. I used to have like 10 or 20 people on Rumble, but oh well. So let's talk about the show tonight. We're going to talk about, I came across this YouTube channel. I found it interesting. Then we found something that I'm a little confused by, befuddled. We have some tweets. We have a very exciting alternative to lawns, which I don't even know what to make of that. But let's get into it. Now, I don't know how things are going to go exactly, but here we go. Let's go over and get this in order. Oh, okay, that's right. Here we go. Okay, gotta switch back. Don't like that view. Like that view better. Okay, so here is the mortgage, the 30-year fixed mortgage rates. Now look, that's the most important thing in real estate, really. I mean, it determines who can afford what. and so I do pay attention to it. Today we're at 6.69%. We're creeping up. It says the latest analysis is the mortgage rates inch up to 2-week highs. But you know, when they raised the rates, when the Fed raised the borrowing rate last week, I think it was, we should have known that this was going to happen. So anyway, that's a 6.69% on a 30-year fixed. It's not great. I mean, I'd like to be at 5.5, but I guess that's the way it is. Now, here, I'm going to switch over. I'm totally done with that topic. I'm sorry. Have you guys, I mean, I wanted to go over this. I didn't know how to frame it. I should have done it differently, but have you seen this YouTube channel? It's called the OutdoorBoys. I'm going to play a little bit of it. I'm not trying to get put into YouTube hell, but this guy, if you ever get bored, I was watching this, like, look at him. He's in like Alaska, okay? And I just, like, so you remember that Survivorman, and then they had that other dude, Bear Grylls, and they used to go and they would, you know, film these things, and you're like, well, that's, you know, they had a lot of help and everything like that. This guy here, he's doing YouTube videos with his kid. His kid's like 4 years old, and they're going and they're camping in like terrible snow. I mean, in the picture, I think you can see him now. It's just unbelievable. So if you ever get bored, like watching my show, which, you know, let's be honest, I can see that from time to time. This guy here, it's the OutdoorBoys. They've got 3.6 million. I don't know why we got an ad in the middle, but 3.6 million subscribers. I'd never seen it. I don't know why YouTube decided that it was time for me to see this. But I mean, can you imagine now? I can't imagine sending my kid with me camping. Okay? That's just past anything I could possibly imagine. I mean, what if something happened to the kid? What if he was injured, or she was injured, or what if they got lost, or what if I got lost? And this guy's filming everything. I mean, this has to be some of the best stuff I've ever seen. And it's just some guy. I don't even know his name. I literally don't know his name. But anyway, so let's see if I can get to a point. So now he's going to dig a shelter. Now, like, I just want to point out some of this stuff because, like, so he's got like a saw, and he's like sawing through the snow, and now he's carrying the snow. Now, I'm 45 years old. If I try to carry snow like that, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm not out there doing this, no matter how much I walk. This is just amazing to me. So, you know, living in St. Louis, there's never been, like in 1982, there was a big snowstorm. I was like 5, and the snow was taller than me, and I thought that was really cool. But, you know, it doesn't really snow like this. So anyway, like, look how deep he's got it. And he's just shoveling away, and now he's got it done. You know, he's showing me like I'm not ever going to go do this. But he's got his he's just got a nice little tent, and I mean, it's just unbelievable. So I guess I wanted to give a shout out, or, you know, props to this guy that shows how to do camping and whatnot in the wilderness. I mean, just amazing stuff. So anyway, that's that. Let me put pause. Let me get to better. Let me get to better. There we go. We're moving on. Like, again, my transitions are terrible tonight. I don't know why, but, you know, just deal with it. Okay. I gotta check something. Okay. So, I got a question for you. Do you remember Sports Illustrated? Specifically the swimsuit edition. Now, I'm 45 years old. And, you know, I remember the swimsuit edition. It was this thing where there'd be some like it was Kathy Ireland, I think, and Cindy Crawford, and beautiful women, swimsuits. And I thought it was tastefully done even at the time. I could be wrong. There was that gal that's married to Justin Verlander. I think she was in it too. I'm not sure. I forgot her name. She's like part of the Maytag heirs or something. She's not, you know, she's not just some rando. She didn't just make it because of her talent. So I used to, I used to, you know, oh, great. This, I mean, you look forward to, first of all, it was a magazine. Okay. So a physical magazine, and you'd get it and it's like, yay. I didn't know Sports Illustrated still existed, to be honest with you. And I feel kind of bad about that. There was a time where people would literally write about like athletes, and you wouldn't get the story for like a week. I know, it's crazy. Anyway, in a desperate bid to stay relevant, I do know that Sports Illustrated puts stuff on the swimsuit issue now. Like I think probably have a couple dudes on the swimsuit issue. It's gone downhill. But, you know, you got to get clicks, right? And so what would get you clicks? Can't do nudity, right? And the way I see this is there's a bunch of people sitting in an office, and they're like, we need to do something shocking because no one knows we exist anymore. And they're like, well, you could do this. And they're like, no, we already did that. You could do this. No, we already did that. And then I can just see them, they're like, what if we do something like, you know, political, like find someone from, you know, Ukraine and put her on the cover. And then other people are like, no. That wouldn't get enough clicks. And then some guy in the back of the room says, you know, hey, Martha Stewart's still alive. Let's put her on the cover. Yeah, that's the ticket. That'll get people talking. And so, yeah, I'm talking about it. Congratulations. I got a little article here. Let's go over it here. Let me get it right. Look at that. That almost looked like I knew what I was talking about. It says, Martha Stewart, 81, becomes oldest Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover model. Now, look, I know exactly what they're doing. I know exactly exactly the response they want, and then I know what they want to do once you do that response. Like, I'm smart enough to know how this goes, I think. Like, what they want is me to come out and say, you shouldn't have an 81-year-old woman on a magazine cover in her swimsuit, and how terrible. That's what they want me to do. They want me to generate the controversy, right? Like, I've got, 4 people watching. So this is what they want. They want me to get all 4 people who have stumbled onto my channel. They want me to feign outrage. Look, I didn't even know, like I said, I don't even know they still existed. Okay? So it's not for me to be the one that stands there and says, oh, you shouldn't do that. And I don't even think this is the most shocking, to be honest. Does anything shock you anymore? Like, does anything really shock you? People told you to put a mask on your face for like 3 years, and you did. And this shouldn't shock you, right? I mean, I did. Don't get me wrong. I put a mask on my face when I went out because I didn't want to deal with the trouble, to be honest. I just didn't want to. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with the YouTube censors and that. But let's go through the article. It says, television personality says posing for the magazine's annual swimsuit edition is kind of historic. I mean, and that her friend Snoop Dogg will think it's fantastic. So let's try to get this to relate to myself. So when I did the patch for the pond, it's kind of historic. I'd never done one before, and it was yesterday, so that's history. And then my friends, I don't really have that many friends. Like I'm a fellow, and I'm like kind of a loner. So, I mean, I have a lot of people I'm friends with, but I mean, it's not like I have somebody like where I talk to them every night or day. And we certainly wouldn't talk about Martha Stewart. In fact, to be honest with you, this is going to be kind of rough, but I'm just happy Martha Stewart's still alive. She was like on the top of she had her stuff at like, I think like Target or Walmart or something, like, and everybody knew her, and then she got hit for insider trading, which was kind of, I'm not going to say bogus, but I mean, it just seemed like somebody wanted to take out Martha Stewart, and I thought she disappeared. Like, I didn't know she was still active. It says Martha Stewart has become Sports Illustrated's oldest cover model ever, posing for the magazine's annual swimsuit edition at the age of 81. Now, what I'm asking myself is this like the goal of the swimsuit issue? Like, we can find the oldest woman to put on the cover? And the reason why I'm suspect is, let's get further into the article, because I think it'll shed some light on it. It says the television personality and cook, is one of 4 cover models for this year's issue, which aims to celebrate powerful women who live in a world where they feel no limitations internally or externally. That doesn't make any sense. Live in a world where they feel no limitations internally or externally. How does getting paid for being on a swimsuit magazine cover, what does that have to do with limit anyway? When I heard that I was going to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit, do they even have like the rest of the Sports Illustrated, or is it just once a year now? They just put out this. Do they even have like the Sports Illustrated? I thought, oh, well, that's pretty good. I'm going to be the oldest person, I think, ever on the cover of Sports Illustrated, she said in an interview about the cover. Now, does she mean Tommy Lasorda was pretty old. Does the swimsuit have anything to do with it? I don't think about age very much, but I thought this is kind of historic, and I better look really good. Stewart, who was photographed in the Dominican Republic at Ruben Afanador, who I don't know anything of his work, was asked what Snoop Dogg, a friend and frequent collaborator, would think of her cover. She laughed and said, Snoop is going to just think that this is fantastic. Now, here's what I was talking about, where maybe this is the goal. Maybe Sports Illustrated had a goal, like maybe they're playing in a world that I wasn't familiar with, or they're playing a game I wasn't familiar with, because it says Stewart's cover shoot means she is now the oldest woman ever to pose for Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, surpassing Elon Musk's mother, the model Mae Musk, who posed in 2022 when she was 74. My motto has always been, when you're through changing, you're through. So I thought, why not be up for this opportunity of a lifetime? I hope this cover inspires you to challenge yourself to try new things, no matter what stage of life you're in. let me try to get this. Like, I don't understand this stuff, so I hope this cover inspires you to challenge yourself to try new things no matter what stage of life you're in. Stewart, deemed the OG of influencers by Sports Illustrated. Oh, I see. Rose to fame in the 80s when she started to write cookbooks and appear on television after her success as a chef. I didn't know she was even a chef. Since then, she's written 99 books. I find that hard to believe that she has personally sat down and written 99 books. Hosted multiple cooking shows, launched her own lifestyle magazine, and released her own line of clothing, cooking, and home products. How are they doing now? Never in her life has she let her circumstances dictate her outcome. Sports Illustrated swimsuits editor-in-chief MJ Day said of Stewart, never in her life has she let her circumstances dictate her out. People just make up stuff, and it's like nauseating to read it, which is why it's funny. She's changed with the times, always one step ahead, it seems, to build a wide-reaching business empire. The woman put on a swimsuit and people took pictures of her and they put it on a magazine. Okay. And out of that we get, she's changed with the times, always one step ahead, it seems, to build a wide reaching business empire. Petrus is just the second trans woman to appear in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover, following model Lena Bloom, who in 2021 also became the first trans person of color to ever appear in Sports Illustrated. She's not even the first trans. No matter what your gender or sexuality of any of that stuff, it's about what you make of life. Petra said in a video about her cover shoot, it's about what's inside of you. Swimsuit, it used to be the Sports Illustrated, like they put models, swimsuit models in the swimsuit edition. It wasn't this, whatever this is. I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying it's different. Different. Let me check the chat. Oh, look, there's no one in it. I need to say hi to everyone in the chat, so I just did it now. Hope you got to see that on your thing. All right, well, I mean, I think I'm supposed to be like, yes, queen. Yes. All right, this next thing I don't know how I'm going to do, but I wanted to talk to you about it because I thought it was confusing, and why not? So let me just see if I can do it. We're going to go here, and we're going to, oh, I hit the wrong button. Well, let's do this. Let's do that. Okay. And then I'm going to do that, and then we do that. Can you see this? That's probably not very big, but I'm having trouble. I put alerts in my email. I set up Google Alerts so that I can see, like, if something happens real estate-wise, I can just see the note. And I might use it for my show. I might just use it for like personal knowledge. But I'm getting this now. It's like, I'll read it to you since it's probably too small. It says, it's from Google Workspace. It says the malware detected post-delivery for Google Alerts at no reply at google.com. So the Google Alerts is actually sending me malware. It says this malware message detected post-delivery alerts to inform you that Google automatically reclassified messages as malware post-delivery. The alert details includes a summary. Google detected and reclassified one message from Google Alerts, no reply at google.com, as malware post-delivery. These messages have either already been interacted with or been whitelisted. The message will remain in the user's inboxes until removed manually. There was one recipient, which was me. But I don't put my Google Alerts in my inbox. So it's like, but don't you think, like, shouldn't they be able to fix that? Look, I got a hi. Hi. So anyway, I'm confused by that. You think like the greatest technology company in the world would be able to, do email without malware? Well, let's do more crappy transitions. It's time for Twitter. What do we got on Twitter? Well, we got to show it. I don't know why this is going badly tonight, but here we go. The first tweet was from the Kobayashi letter. I don't know how to say it. I should probably look it up. Anyway, it says, when is the housing market correction coming? Well, that's what I'd like to know. It says, this is a question we get a lot. Housing prices continue to show resiliency in most parts of the U.S. This despite the average 30-year mortgage rate rising from 2.7 to 7% plus as the Fed raises rates at their fastest pace in history. This, by the way, it doesn't seem like it's going to go well. I'm just saying. Data shows that the strength is coming from a shortage of supply and not abundance of demand. I don't know if that's good. But anyway, total new home supply is down over 30% in just 8 months, while mortgage demand is at its lowest since the 1990s. Therefore, for housing prices to fall, rates will also need to fall, ironically. The reality is millions of people are locked into 3% mortgages right now. They don't want to sell in a high-rate environment. If rates fall far enough to spur an increase in supply, but not too much to spur abundant demand, the housing market will finally correct. The sweet spot is likely a 30-year mortgage is a 4% average. I would actually say 5.5. I'd say 5. I'd go with 5. It says, with the Fed expected to be cutting rates as soon as July, this situation could materialize sooner than many expect. Fed futures are currently showing at least 3 interest rate reductions this year. I feel like they're only going to lower the rates when the economy is already crushed. And so that's like problematic. I don't think we need that. I'm a little bit concerned. So I'm one of those people that's like, well, what are we going to call, like, what is the correction going to be? Like, is it, if we drop prices on average 5% nationwide, is it 20%? Some people say 20% is the number. 40%? What is the number? That's all I want to know. I can't tell you. I have no idea. This is for Michael Green. I wanted to go over this. It says, Texas is about to reap the 1970s California whirlwind. Property tax and insurance increases hitting escrow accounts in 3, 2, 1. Now, look, I'll just tell you the story in my own neighborhood. I have a nice house. I bought it 11 years ago. And the house is worth almost double. And I didn't really put any money into it. Which doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right. But what's hitting me now is I'm not moving. What's hitting me now is the taxes. I got a letter from the county that said that my taxes are going to go up more than 15, or the appraisal went up more than 15% in a year, And so they're required to tell me that in advance and then show me their comparable sales. They have a comparable sale that's in the $400,000 range. I bought the house in the 180s. Now you may say, John, you're a real estate agent, you're smart, and so you knew to buy in a hot neighborhood. I didn't. I liked the house. I needed to get out of my parents' house. They were done with me, and I just chose this one. So anyway, let's go over it. It says, admittedly, please help. Escrow payment went from $335 to $2,508.45. It says, admittedly, I should have done more research on what all these numbers mean before buying a house. I purchased a new build house in June of 2021 in Texas. My payments have ranged from $1,550 to $1,650 since moving in. This month, my payment has increased to $3,780, which is more than double, an amount we absolutely cannot afford. This amount is because my escrow payment seems to have septupled. My escrow analysis says I'm in a $15,000 shortage. How is this even possible? Is there any way to fight this? I just had a baby and cannot afford that payment or to lose my home. Any advice, please? I don't make fun of this person. They're in a bad spot. But what I don't like is this first guy, the conscious of David French, that's funny. It says the person obviously did not read their disclosures from bank and title company. As a new build, the first year they pay taxes on only the land and value. In the second year, they're not paying the tax on the full home. This is not a new thing, and this tweet is misinformation. It says, then Amy Nixon, who's part of financial Twitter, she says, do you realize how many people moving here do not have full comprehension of how our property taxes work, nor read and understand the disclosure from the bank and the title company? I'm totally with you that. This person said, I assume 100% of the people who signed the closing documents didn't actually read the contents. Wow. This other guy says, I read every blanking document, make that 99.99% true. That's hilarious. So people are dunking on me like, hey, you should have known better and everything. But as an agent, like I try to help first-time buyers, as much as I can. I leave kind of the mortgage stuff to the mortgage guy or girl. I don't normally take a whole lot of interest in that because that's not my thing. I make sure they can get the house. I don't know. I kind of feel bad for the person, but I kind of just... There was this other thing on Reddit where the guy's like, I can't afford my house. What should I do? It's like, well, I'm like, you're going to lose your house. And it's not funny or anything like that, but you're not going to lose it right now. It's going to take a while to go through the process. I mean, like, if there is this terrible housing correction, like I'm a real estate agent. If I can't sell houses, I can't feed my family. Okay. It's bad. But I mean, bad things happen to people. John Downs, mortgage advisor. Nobody's really talking about this stealth increase in mortgage rates this past week. Is it debt ceiling worries? Bank walk depressing MBS purchase? QT hawkish Fed speakers? Either way, we quickly race to the point where buyers say, forget it, I'm signing a new lease. That's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people that are very, very patient and they just wait it out. They just go to month on their lease, even if it costs them more money. And even if most of the people, even the people that that do give up, they just give up. They're not like coming back in another year. They're just so frustrated and miserable. They just quit even trying to buy a house. Yeah. This is Amy Nixon. It says, she's replying to this. It says, 67% of millennials who want to own a home have zero saved for a down payment, and 18% have less than 10K. Here's the two big obstacles and how to overcome them. I sent this. This was on Unusual Whales yesterday, and And I was like, that's bad. But here it goes. She says, but they keep telling us that in the next 5 years, this group is going to be buying all these clown show $1 million homes that their more financially solvent parents bought for $97,000 in 1987. The math doesn't work. That's right. And then somebody said, all depends on how much the money the 33% have. The 33% is about 25 million millennials. That's a lot of home buyers. And she writes back, she says, 18% have less than 10,000. So really maybe 15% are viable buyers. And their student loan payments are resuming shortly or not. We just don't know. And then somebody else wrote, is anybody in the 67th percentile of wealth for any age group really going to be in a position to buy a luxury home? And this is 900 feet of luxury. Yes, this is an extreme example to illustrate the point. But in the major metros with good school districts, 1 million is not a metro. 1 million is not a luxury home. I mean, look. Prices are ridiculous here. I'm going to show a house tomorrow that's $500,000, and it's like, it was like a $300,000 house. How did it get to be this expensive? It's ridiculous. Moving on, Darth Powell. Weekly reminder, your home that was worth $462,107.54 at 2.7% mortgage rates is worth $280,898.82. Not 0.82 or 82 cents at 7% mortgage rates. Kind of interesting. Broke agent. Let me just go here. I need a drink. Look, I would not say that I'm the most successful agent ever. Why would I say that? Well, I don't have that many clients. Some other team might have like 15 other agents on it, and they might sell like 100 houses this year. I'm not going to get close to 100 houses. I damn near had a heart attack selling like 10 or 15 last year. I mean, if you're carrying a lot of buyers like I do, I mean, your life is pretty terrible when you can't get an offer. I mean, it's bad. We can't get an offer accepted because the market is just nuts. Well, it's not fun. Like, I've been scarred, basically. So when I see the broke agent, it makes me happy. I feel like somebody like knows what I'm thinking sometimes. And they wrote, sometimes agents need to just sit in the car for 15 minutes and do nothing. No calls, no emails, no distractions. Put the seat back, close your eyes, and regenerate before you dive back into hell. I don't know, like just random. Like there's an ad here. It's like you can grill stuff, and then Community Notes comes in and says this product is made from Teflon and glass fiber. Teflon decomposes about 250 degrees centigrade, potentially releasing highly toxic fluorine compounds into the contents and surrounding air. Like an ad got Community Noted. Now I don't want to buy it. Unusual Whales on May 9th. Jim Cramer said that betting on Home Depot could be a win right now. Home Depot just posted their first annual sales decline since 2009 and the worst revenue miss in 20 years. So look, Jim Cramer is considered this hedge fund guru and everything. You know, he knows it all. Like he has like street cred, right? Always wrong when he says stuff. This is a guy that's talked about banks constantly being good buys and they're just terrible, and it's gotten to be just funny at this point. But it makes you laugh because right now, if nothing else, like I have no, like when people come to see my show, they have no idea who I am. So they don't get my humor. They don't understand anything. They just see a guy on TV, on their TV talking about real estate and Martha Stewart in a swimsuit. So how would I have, if I had a show on HGTV, I would have Sway, I would have some sort of, but I literally go and help people buy, it's my life, it's how I make money to feed my family. And I don't know. Just saying, it's funny what we make is to be experts. Okay, moving on to the last article tonight. I'm kind of ready to get out. I'm sure you are too. I like a perfectly manicured yard. Grass. I'm not joking. That's what I want. I work very hard to make my yard as nice as it can be. I don't want to buy a sprinkler system, an in-ground sprinkler system. I think that's wrong for the environment and whatnot. I don't want to waste water. I'll go out there with a hose though for an hour and just spray. 5 striking alternatives to grass lawns according to real estate pros. Now, I'm a real estate pro, and I'm telling you this: I hate houses that don't have yards with grass. My agent Jan, my agent friend Jan, used to have quite a few clients that had changed their yards to all plants and stuff, and I was just like, ugh. Anyway, Americans have been known to flaunt front yards as status symbols. Absolutely, my yard is better than your yard because look at all the beautiful grass. However, maintaining a sprawling grass lawn can be expensive, not to mention water intensive. It is expensive. Not so bad on the water. I mean, in July, I just let it go dead. It just goes dormant. I don't need water at all. It says more of today's home buyers prefer low maintenance lawns, says Debbie Drummond, a realtor with Simply Vegas in Las Vegas. Most buyers are looking for this because they don't want to do much yard work, and saving on their water bill is a nice bonus. Now, that's the premise of the article. I can tell you right now in St. Louis, Missouri, I've never met anyone that said that they'd rather have a low maintenance yard or lawn. Many people don't care about their lawn. Some, I'll just say this, is first-time home buyers, say men and women, men typically look at their yard and say, I need to get this in order. This is terrible looking. And they're excited about it. They go out to Home Depot and buy themselves a lawnmower, and they get after it. This is just what I've noticed. They never say oh, I wish we could plant something else here so I wouldn't have to mow it. Anyway, it says, what real estate experts think about grass-free front yards depends on the location of home and the region's demographics. I agree with that. I mean, if I was in Colorado, I guess, I have some friends that used to be clients that have a artificial backyard, artificial turf. I mean, okay. It says, yet the grass-free no-mow movement is undoubtedly spreading from coast to coast. Well, I hope it doesn't spread here because I hate it. Case in point, according to the Sierra Club, anti-lawn Gen Zers are leading the trend of buyers seeking sustainable, affordable alternatives thanks to their newfound home buying power and 5 budget-friendly and sustainable alternatives to grass lawns. What's interesting to me is, people fight the home owners association. If I had somebody in my neighborhood that decided that they didn't want to have a grass lawn and wanted to tear it up and do stupid stuff with it, I would hope that the HOA would fine them to oblivion. I hate to say that, but I mean, it says microclover. Microclover is what it sounds like, tiny green clovers used as ground cover. Microclover's sustainability and affordability is one reason why TikTok clover lawns are gaining popularity among homeowners. Just look at this dramatic lawn replacement video from Bree Smith, which garnered more than 42,000 likes. On TikTok, that's not that much. Plush and green microclover goes fast, thrives in the shade, and requires literally watering and no mowing or fertilizing. According to Cinch Home Services, online searches for clover lawns increased by 1,017% from last year. I don't want a microclover yard. prairie lawns. And now, I mean, the guy literally for the county would come and measure my yard, and it would be like more than 4 inches, and they'd fine me. That's from the county. It says a wistful and romantic prairie lawn is low maintenance yard option that retains its charm through all seasons. Prairie lawns work in most regions, but are especially popular in the Midwest where the grasses endure harsh winters. It's common to find prairie garden starter kits at local nurseries throughout the Midwest. Well, a garden is fine, but I'm not going to dig up my whole front yard for a prairie. New American Garden, like prairie lawns, the New American Garden incorporates native plants and little to no shortcut grass. Considered founders of the New American Garden, Wolfgang Ohm and Jim Van Sweden, I'm going Sweden, it could be Sweden, developed the concept of ditching artificial structures such as flower bed borders and allowing native plants to grow organically. The New American Garden de-emphasizes cookie-cutter lawns and promotes clusters of native ornamental grasses, perennials, and ground covers. Well, that sounds terrible. To achieve this style, avoid sprinkling perennials in a sea of grass. Instead, bunch the same plants in masses. In explaining the contrast between the New American Garden style versus how Americans typically approach landscaping, the late Van Sweden suggested 3,000 black-eyed Susans instead of 6. Lawn-less yards packed with plants hinder weeds and reduce the need for water. Really? Hardscapes. Hardscapes use stone, slates, gravel, pebbles, sand, and rocks to create lawn alternative landscapes, sometimes called desertscapes in Arizona, Southwest Texas, and Las Vegas. Hardscapes are sustainable and sensible. Replacing grass with a desertscape, some ornamental grass, and why don't you just put sand in the backyard and be done with it? If it's that difficult, just sand. You just call it like the beach movement. Stupid. Anyway, drought-resistant plants create a more natural look for our desert. Lot sizes in Vegas are smaller than most in the country. A quarter-acre lot is large by our standards. That can result in some yards that feel like postage stamps for small backyards. A hardscape is the perfect solution. It's easier to walk on than the rock used in desertscape, and it's practically maintenance-free because you're in a desert. So stupid. Hardscapes are a good solution for the no-maintenance crowd. Alexandria, Virginia-based realtor Elizabeth Lucchese says buyers and sellers in the third oldest historic district in the country have little time or space for landscaping. The areas are so small, the investment to update them with perennials and hardscapes is a one-time and done. Mulch and ornamental grass. By the way, I had like 3 people watching me on Rumble, and like they just clearly don't like this article because they all left. Simple, affordable, and easy to install lawn alternative is the mulch and ornamental grass combo. Ornamental grass is low maintenance and drought resistance. You know, I had ornamental grass in my backyard, and the dog would pee all over it for like the whole summer. And then if you don't cut the grass down, then it gets real nasty during the winter, and it doesn't grow as well the next year. So cut that down, and so I have to cut it, but the things are sharp. And so imagine cutting something that's sharp, it's like slicing you, has the potential to like paper cuts, and it smells like dog urine. And it's hot. And there's so much of it, okay, that like I couldn't throw it away in plastic bags or the yard bags. You couldn't grind it up I had a mulcher at the time, I think, which is odd because I don't have one now. Anyway, no need to stick to home builders' popular choice in grass lirope either. Add interest with ornamental grasses in various shapes and colors. Do the same with mulch, layering the look with different shades and textures of mulch, such as shredded bark, wood chips, cocoa hull, or straw. Before getting rid of your high-maintenance grass lawn, consult your homeowner's association. Yes. Some HOAs have restrictions to grass lawn alternatives. If the HOA says, okay, rip that lawn up and replace it with a striking alternative, no. But yeah, do be careful with the HOA there. That would not be good to spend all that money for an alternative to grass lawns and then have your HOA fine you into oblivion. Well, what did we learn tonight? We learned that Martha Stewart is old and on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, which we learned that Sports Illustrated still exists, and that they like to put old people on the magazine for the swimsuit issue. And I say that we learned that because that's what they did. I'm not editorializing, I don't think. We learned that there might be a correction in the housing market. There might not, who knows. Somebody unfortunately bought a house with a property tax assessment for an unimproved piece of land. The property became improved once they put the house on it, and their taxes went up significantly, and now they can't afford it, and now we're supposed to feel sorry for them, which, okay. We learned that some people think that it's a good idea to rip up a nice, perfect grass-based lawn, and put in micro clover and rocks. But no one wants to do desertscape like me, which would be just, put sand in the backyard. I don't know. That's where we're at. I'm going to head out tonight. It's been fun. I should be back tomorrow night, but I do have a showing, so I don't know exactly when it'll be. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, if you're on the podcast. I'll catch you tomorrow. Good night.